All right, everyone. My name is Toby Adedeji. I'll be your trainer for the next couple of classes or training videos. Um, my task here today is to make Office 2016 very easy for everyone to use. Okay, so when I say Office 2016, I say that speaking in terms of Word, Excel, Access, and all the other PowerPoint and all the other applications that are inside of the Office 2016 suite. Okay, so my first task here in this first training video is to help you find your way around all the different tabs and the around the Office interface. Okay, so just stick with me, and then I'll take you very shortly. Good. Okay, so maybe when I said Office interface, I'm sure that you will have been thinking, oh, what the heck is Office interface? What is an interface? So an interface is more or less like a user interface. Like, for instance, you can see on your screen, you can see this Microsoft Word document, and this is what I call the interface. Okay, it's what the software shows to people, the look and feel that the software program shows to people. Now, behind this, there is some line of codes that have been written so that it could show you this beautiful user interface. Okay, so not to worry about it. It doesn't mean people kissing. It doesn't mean that people are doing stuff together and all that. But what it means here is that the part where the software program shows to people. Good. So the next thing I will talk about is the file tab. Now, and you wonder, okay, file tab. Okay, so it's up to the left hand side here, where you could have, sorry about that. So once you click on that file tab, you can see this backstage. Okay, this is called the backstage. A backstage is more or less like the development side for the Microsoft Office that you see, the way you have to develop or add some of your tabs, add some of your tools and commands and all that. So you could do that. You could save your document, you could export, you could print, you could do entirely all of that. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so you could see that it's showing you the different tabs. You can see my new tab, you can see the open tab, you can see save and all that. So you can see that it already prompted me, brought out another wizard that could show where I want to save my document, or the document location, as the case might be. Okay, so but I'm not going to do that yet. So it takes me back here. So the file tab, remember, it's at the upper left corner. That's this part. Good. So now if you see this area here, this is called the tabs. Those are the tabs that we have. And then also this side, or this section, is called quick access. Okay, are we together? Quick access. Good. Now this entire side of the work is, hold on a minute, let me show you where. Okay, so this side is called the ribbon, where you can see my cursor moving around. Yes, this side is called the ribbon. Okay, so we need to understand that. And then you might say, what is a ribbon? And then it's where all the tools and the different groups of buttons are being held together. And that, when I mean buttons, I mean commands. Okay, so don't worry, we'll get into all of that in a bit. Okay, so just stay with me. Good. I've spoken about the quick access toolbar, which is on top here by your upper left corner. Okay, the upper left, you can see where you could save your document. It gives you the access to save without stress, without, and then if we have some text inside of it, if I type in, you can see that this redo or undo button is already in. Before it was grayed out, but if I didn't have a text there, right, it would not be there. So, and then, but now that I have done that already, I've imputed. So once I click on that, it brings back the nonsense I wrote there. Okay, so Microsoft has really done well by giving you tools that would help you undo, redo, save your document. You can see that I also added some other extra tools that are there that might not be on your own tab or your quick access toolbar. So, but just know that I added it, and I will teach you later on in the course. We'll teach you about how to add some more tools, the ones that you are frequently using, to the quick access toolbar. Okay. And then, like I said, ribbons and its tabs. Okay, so this entire space right here is called the ribbon. From the file tabs to all the home, insert, design, layout, references, and all that, they are called, and then with the different tools and groups of tools that are in here, where you have the clipboard, the font, the paragraph, and then the styles and editing. Okay, so that's the ribbon. You can see that each of the tabs have their own unique groups. Okay, once you click on that, you see that it has its own unique group. Say pages, tables, illustrations, add-ins, and all that. So you can see the difference. If I click on the next one, see design, see that it has its own unique groups of tools and buttons. Okay. And then if I click on layout, same thing goes here. Then references, and millions, review, and then last one, your views. Okay, good. So that's what is talking about. The different tabs have its own unique commands and buttons, as the case might be. Good. Next thing I will go into is, and you say, oh, this thing is too bogus. The ribbons are covering. I find it difficult to always keep bending and watching out for my where my cursor would start on my page. You could as well just shrink your ribbon, and then the best way to do that and the easiest way to do that is by coming to your top right corner, and then you see this very unique icon button here, which helps you define what exactly would show on your ribbon or on the topmost part of your document. Okay, all right. So if you're not the kind of person like myself that likes to have too many things showing at the same time, I would just like to minimize it when I have a lot of work to do. So I minimize it, and the best way to do that is by clicking on this button here. It's called the collapsing and showing ribbon at the bottom. Okay, this is where you collapse it, and you can see now, once I clicked on that, you can see where it says auto hide, show tabs, and show tabs and commands. Okay, so now can you guess what option it's picking for the ones that I have on my ribbon as it is now? Good, I get it. So this is what I picked, and show tabs and commands. Okay, so like for instance, if I click on show tabs, watch what happens. What happened to my commands? They're gone. Why? Because I clicked on show tabs alone. Good. So now, well, once you click on those tabs, it will come back up, so you don't have to worry about, oh, how would I get access to all those tools, so you could just do it from once you click on the tabs, it pops up. Good. Next option is that you can say, okay, auto hide everything. Wow, what happened? How would I get back? Hey, don't worry, look at the topmost right corner, you can still see that option there. Good. Or this three-dotted option here, you could use that to do the same thing. All right, so that is how you work around your Microsoft Office I'm still going on with some other things. Okay, so just bear with me and stay with me, and then we'll be done in a bit. Good. So like I said before, so the best thing for this part of the training course, we need to show the tabs and the commands. Okay, so let's just click on that and then we'll see that. Okay, so then still on the topmost right corner, you can see the minimize button, the restore down button. Now what does that do? It brings it a little bit further. Good. Did you see what happened? Yes. Okay, so once I click back on this, it shows me the full view of my document, and then you don't want to click on this all the time, okay, because especially when you have not even saved your document, like I haven't. Okay, so but this is to close your document. All right, so you can see my name at the top side here, where I have an account with Microsoft, and that's why I've registered my own Microsoft Office suite. So and I get updates from Microsoft directly. I don't if I need to get new templates that are not currently on my application, I could as well just go into that. Okay, remember what we are doing. We're trying to walk around, find our way around the Office interface. Good. The Office, that's Microsoft Office interface. Good. All right, so let's go back to our home tabs, and then there's something that I also want to talk about is the sensitive, sorry, pardon my English. It's called context settings, or rather context sensitive tabs. Those tabs only appear when there is a need, because we don't always want our tabs to be clustered. Okay, you don't want that. I can assure you that you don't want your tabs to be clustered. Okay, so now let's do a simple task. Okay, for instance, I want to add a table. I told you about this, that I like to put in the tools that I use frequently. Okay, so you can see that I put in the create or draw a table tab. Okay, so I could as well draw my table. You see that? Watch what happened. What happened? You can see that they have added 2 new tabs with their own different commands, group buttons and buttons with their different unique commands. Now you say, why is this place grayed out? Yes, that's because I have not drawn my columns. Okay, so when I do that, watch what happens. It comes up because now I have 1 or 2 columns in this side of the section. Okay, now the reason why I like to draw it is because sometimes when you do the generic one, you have limited power how to design your particular table. Okay, so you can see how I'm designing my own and all that. So I can decide to add more fields and all that. So you can see that the layout is giving me the option to be able to design my table. Now because I am drawing it by myself, that is why this part is grayed out. Okay, so let's just hold on for a minute and then I'll get back to you. So let's start putting in text. So you can see that it's all gone back into, so I put in all these jargons that I'm writing. Don't worry, I'm trying as much as possible to just try and explain whatever you want to write. You can see then you can make it so beautiful by changing the theme for the page. Now watch this. Wow, oh, that's horrible. Hold on a minute, let me get that corrected. All right, let me see. Yada yada yada. Okay, good. Still not there yet. Let's see. Let's just look for something very simple, like this. Good. So okay, let's put in some real text in it so that you would know. Okay, so I can put name or SN as the case might be. SN, I say first name first name, and then last name, last name, and then we have address maybe. Okay, so you can see how we could design our what they call it. Okay, so that this is just how to walk around the different functionalities of your particular office, you know. And the beauty about Microsoft is that the ribbons and it's are unique to each of the specific applications that you're working with. If it's going to be PowerPoint, if it's going to be Word, if it's going to be Excel, if it's Access, if it's a project, if it's a OneNote, they all have their ribbons and their specific buttons that suits their particular task. Okay, so don't worry if you're using the PowerPoint and you're saying, oh no, I'm not having this same thing. You understand? Just bear with me. When I get into the PowerPoint training, you would see that they are all the same. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so now I'll be talking about the anatomy of all the tabs. Okay, anatomy from the medical word anatomy, you know, the breakdown and what makes what parts, you know, you understand. So I don't want to go into any of the definitions right now. Okay, so now first thing is the home tab. Now you see something called the clipboard, and then fonts and paragraph styles and editing, and then you wonder okay, so what do I use this for and all that. So like for instance, and this is how the breakdown for each of these ones work. So this is clipboard is where you do most of the cutting, pasting, format painters and all those things. That's where you do most of that particular work, you know. That's the section at which that toolbar. So if you want more things on it, you could click on that and then you see the different options. Okay, and see it in a bigger scale. All right, and then this is for tools and fonts and all that. You can see the different fonts that are there. If you want to make it have effects and preview and then give it a body and all that, you could set it up from here. Okay, so but no, we are not going into any one of those not right now. So at least for the next couple of I think maybe training 2, the video, and then maybe in the next videos you would see me talk about each and every one of these commands. Okay, so but we're not going into that now. All right, so you can see the fonts where you have for your format, the text formatting and all that. You can do all that from here. And then paragraph is to structure your document and give it a nice look and feel. Okay, if you want it to be centralized, if you want it to start from the left hand corner, you want it to start from the right hand corner and all that, in cases of different letters and all that, you can use that for you could also use bullet points to itemize if you have any item that you want to introduce into your document, you could use that to properly format your document, and to make it look really nice and cool. And then the different formats for the bullets and all that, you can have numbers, you can have shapes and all that, so you can see them there. You can also indent. Indent means that shift your cursor tab from, so once I click on tab button now, for instance, you see what happened to the cursor. I do it again, click on tab, it moves like 4 steps away, 4 spacebar steps away from the actual position it is. That's how you indent. And then you can take it back, you can decrease the indent. Okay, so you can do all that from there. All right, so then we look at the styles, the different styles. Like for instance, if I type my name, because I like my name so much, say Oluwatobi for instance, and then I want to give it a style. That style means change the font and all that. You see what happened? I'm making it a header and giving it different fonts. You see, as I click on the different styles, it's giving me different fonts. See, and all that. So you could change each and every one of that to suit whatever, and you can see that it also changes the size of the font too as well. Okay, so once I click back on normal, it goes back to normal. Okay, alright, so I can give my background a different feel. I can say I want the background for my text to be black, to be white, to be blue, to be orange, and whatever. So that's how you walk around with your, you can see that each of these commands have their different unique functionalities. Okay, so so just when I get into those courses properly, then we will see where we are, as the case might be. Okay, so let me delete that. Alright, and then this part is also for editing. When you have a large document, you can decide to edit and all that. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so you can see that they are all divided into different groups and group buttons, or as the case might be. Yeah, so like this clipboard has a collection of 4 items and all that. Pardon my words. He has a group of commands which are embedded in them, group and then group buttons and all that. So you can see each and every one of them. Even in this particular one, it has a group. Do you understand? This button has various groups. Okay, so this is one group, a group that encompasses the buttons, different buttons. You know, so I see that this button also has a group button. So, and then this one too as well. So that's how you walk around with Microsoft Office. Okay, so let's go into the Insert tab, see where the group page. You can see that it has its own group buttons too as well. So each and every one of these fields have, all these commands have their different unique functionalities. Okay, so you can see the illustration. If you're doing a presentation and all that, you could create shapes, markups, and all as the case might be. Good. So add-ins and all that, and the same thing goes around for each and every one of these particular things. You can see that this is document formatting. For instance, you could design and give it a theme, and so that it could have a unique font across all borders and all that. So that's how you play around with all the different buttons and galleries, you know, that we have on the Office. So once you click on the tab the layout tab, it has to do with the design. Insert means to put into a document. You want to insert a shape, you want to insert a document, insert a cover page, you want to insert a new page, you want to move the cursor from one page to the other. You can do it from here, and then the design is to give it a nice look and feel. And now the layout is for the structure of the document. Referencing is for instance, you want to do some table of content, you want to reference another document, you want to add a caption, you want to add something else, manage somewhere a different source via your document and all that. You could actually put it into that. Okay, so and also mailings, you could send a mail directly from your document, from whatever document application that you're working on, you know, and then review. You could review your documents, you could add a comment, you could add, you know, and see, you can see that all of them have their own groups, different groups, or toolboxes as the case might be. So different toolboxes with different tools in there, embedded in them, and also the commands are unique to each of those tools. Okay, so and then this is view for to see how you want your document to be positioned. Whether you want it to be to have gridded lines, you want it to have a navigation bar, or rather, yes, so that you can navigate around your page. Say, okay, we'll get into all of that as we go on with the training course. Okay, so and there's something called the mini toolbars, and I'm going to write a text. Say all wells, all's well that ends well. Sorry about that. That ends well. Okay, so put a full stop there, and then highlight the entire thing. Okay, what happens when I take my right click? Can you see the mini toolbar? Okay, so you can see all that, and then the shortcut menus that we have here, which is this side of the work. Okay, so you can see all of this right here. Okay, so not to mind. Okay, so let's carry on. And then the shortcut menus, where if you want to cut this, you want to format it, you want to make it bold, you want to make it in italics, you want to add a line underneath it, you want to underline your text, so this is how you can walk around. You want to change the color, you can change it. You want to add a bullet point, you want to add number bullets and all that. You could increase your text, and then you could also use your formatting. I will explain all the functionalities of these different tools, but just bear with me. And definitely you want to make it heading, give it a different heading and all that. You could do all that from here, so not to worry about that. You could also change the font to say you want to make it this, so it depends on what you want to do. All right, so not to worry. As we go on, you will get to understand more of these terms later. Okay, and then for keyboard lovers, there's something that you also need to know. People that like just typing and all that. So once you click on this Alt button, Alt key button on your keyboard, it brings out some shortcuts, and they're called key tips. They're called key tips. This would help you navigate without even having to come up here to type it. So like for instance, once I click on one, it knows that I want to save my document, because that one shows me on my save button. If I want to redo up here, top left corner, say if I want to redo it, you can see it all that. So that is how you walk around Microsoft Office, and you make yourself good. Okay, and then now the thing that I want to also talk about is this little light bulb space here, and then you wonder that, okay, this was never there in the previous versions. In 2007, it was in 2013 though, but it is not in. It's one of the tools that just really were recently adopted by Microsoft, because they noticed that a lot of people don't like to go through the stress of learning how to use the Microsoft Office. So he said, okay, let me give them something that they can just type in and it will show them. So if I say I want to save my document, for instance, save, do you see what happens? It shows me the different icons or the different tools that are there. So I want to save it in a particular, or save as other formats. I want to save it as a 97 document. That I want to save the Word document into a 1997 document. I want to save it as an open document. I want to save it as a PDF, templates. I want to save it as a document. You can see all that. So it's a really good tool that Microsoft has actually put there. So it's not that I work for Microsoft and anything, but it's something that I use frequently, and it has helped me a great deal. So I suggest that everyone that is watching this video should at least make use of that app, just in case that they might be thinking of something which they can't see. They could actually ask from that particular icon. It is an eye opener. Okay, all right, so that is how it's called, the Tell Office what you want to do tab. Okay, so it's telling the program or the software itself what exactly you want to do. okay, so that it could help you just quickly get to that particular part in no time. Okay, so now what I want to do before I soon wrap up this class is that I want to teach you also how to save and navigate to your different locations around the Microsoft Office. Okay, so where do you think I should go to? The File tab. Remember when I started the class, I said that the File tab helps to take you to the backstage where you could save your documents, open a new document, print documents, share, export, and close your accounts, close the application, pardon, and then signing into your Office, as the case might be. Alright, so when I clicked on File tab, you can see that it took me to this particular part where it shows the backstage. This particular section, this entire section is called the backstage. Alright, okay, let me put up my tool and then say, okay, I want to show you so that you will know exactly what I want to do. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so I do this. Can you see that button? This side, entire side, is called the section. All right, it's called the backstage. All right, so so let me clean that off. Just wanted you to see that. All right, so I close this part back. All right, so let's continue with our class. So this info section, this is the part where it's most important to business users and all that, where they could protect their document. Okay, but before I do that, I will first of all talk about the save so that I will not go off track. Good. So see where once I click on the save button, it gives me a different window where, because I've not saved this document before, so I can just say chapter 1, say, or say maybe finding a way around Office interface. Okay, all right. So once I click on this, you can see where the different locations it is. Watch this part. The PC Windows is too long. Okay, so I just come here. If I want to change that path, I come here and then click on my desktop, because we don't need to get too many things, and I then open a new folder, which I clicked here, just here, and I say Microsoft. Excuse me. I click on that, say Microsoft training. Okay, okay, I say Microsoft training. Don't worry about the name, just take, and then I click on this. Okay, close this out. I say I want to save this as finding a way around Office. Sorry about that. Office interface. Okay, and then I click on save. So you can see that I have shortened and streamlined where I want to say mine is going to be on the desktop inside my Microsoft Office training. All right, and I click on save. Okay, so and that's where my document is going to be. All right, so once I go back to where I started from and then I come to save as, you can see now that my Microsoft training has now become a current folder in this place, where under the PC. Now there are different locations. I can save it to the cloud, which is OneDrive. We'll get into all of those things later on. Okay, so don't worry about that, just be patient. All right, so and then I can go into the PC and then where I could browse for my location and browse for the document itself. Okay, and so you can see where a pop-up comes up where I actually stored my document. Okay, so and these are the different folders that I had worked on over, different folders yesterday and all that. So excuse me, and then you can see all of that. So that's how you save your document. Okay, it's really simple. Or remember, you could either do Control S. You could either press Control S, that's the control button, and the S button on your keyboard. Okay, now control, don't look for anything called the full spelling. It's CTRL that you look for. CTRL. That's the short form for control on your keyboard. So I just wanted to chip that in. Okay, so that's how you save your documents. Okay, and then we now go back to, by default Microsoft Office saves your document on your RAM by default. So just in case maybe you haven't saved and then you're working, it saves it into the RAM, not into your memory itself. It saves it into the RAM, so that just in case maybe your laptop or your computer, if you're using a desktop, and then the power goes off, you can continue when it comes back on, especially when you have saved at least previously before that time. You understand? The only time where it doesn't really show that document is when you did not, you saved it and you closed the auto recovery. Okay, you close the auto recovery too as well. Okay, and then you can actually choose it from the file tab too as well. Choose an option to say, okay, you can actually, well, we'll get into all of that. So when disaster strikes and all that. So that's how you can save your documents. And then next thing I want to talk about is how to open documents. Okay, so you can see that here it shows me different. Remember that this was the document that we created. Okay, that little text that we wrote in there. Okay, so it shows the recent, it shows the OneDrive. Remember I said the OneDrive is the cloud, where it's in a location on the cloud, not on your PC but in the cloud. That's if you have internet and you have a Microsoft Office account. You can see mine is showing toby.adedeji@outlook.com. okay, please don't send any mail there because usually I use that for my professional work. All right, okay, so and then you can either save it on your PC or add a place where you want to save it to as well. Okay, so this is how you do it. But this is where you open documents, and when you come to this section, you can now open from whatever, my anniversary picture, that's, and then so when you go to my LinkedIn account, you will see my particular pictures. For the single ladies, I'm sorry that I'm doing this training after I got married. So, but anyways, I just said I should say that I am married. Okay, so but you can see the different folders that I have here, where we could go to open any of the documents that we have previously worked on. Okay, so that's how you navigate through that part too as well. And once you click on any folder, it shows, you can see that it says it doesn't have anything there. Why? Because there's no document there, they are just pictures. Okay, so let me go back there quickly. So, and then you can see that once I click on this, say okay, I click on this, you can see that it shows a different document that I was working on prior to this time. Okay, so that's how you walk around opening and saving of your documents. Okay, next thing I want to look at is to teach you how to open and close files. It's very simple, the same process. The same way you open it is the same way you can close it. Okay, so you can close it from here. Once you click on this particular tab, say open your document, and then you can close it from here too as well. from this tab. So once I click on this tab, it closes this entire application, but I don't want to do that right now. So I'll show you that as the course of the training. Okay, so and then I also want to show you how to password your documents. This is really important for those people in the business section, where they could also look into passwording their documents so that they will not have breaches into their particular document. You know, I've been in several situations where they have to manage their content too as well. So this is a way of managing your content in your document in case you don't want to use the PDF and all that. Okay, so once I click on this button here, you can see that it shows me different options, and the different options are, first one you see is to mark as final. Yes, that is just showing, making it read only for everyone that reads that document. Okay, so you guys, like the text says, make it read only. Okay, but we always want to do that sometimes, because you know, sometimes when we are sending it to our bosses, they would want to minute in it, and they want to maybe correct some lines and all that. So that's where you don't want to go to for the meantime. Okay, and then you could as well come here and encrypt it with the password, which I do more often than none. So let's click on that. You can see that all you need to do is just enter a password. That's why I enter a password, maybe my name. I call my name, and then I say okay, and then it says re-enter the password. I say okay, Toby, and then that's it. And therefore you see that password is required to open this document. Okay, all right, so that's how you password your documents. Okay, so then you can either restrict it, control the types of changes others can make. You can restrict access, grant people access while removing the ability to edit, copy, or print. You know, so I've seen some organizations that do this. You know, say connect to the right management server to get templates and all that, blah blah blah. Okay, so and then you can add a digital signature that ensures integrity of the document by adding invisible digital signatures. Okay, so for people that like copying people's documents, you know, you could this is a really good tool to protect your document, you know, so you can protect it from all those people from that. So all right, so I think I have covered everything in this section. I would love to see you. I'll speak to you again. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.